Hello, my name is Monica Jahan Bose. I'm an artist and climate activist, and I'm based in Washington, D.C. I'm here in my studio right now, and I'm really pleased to be part of this show in Milwaukee. And I want to say a few words about my work. I have two pieces in the show. One is an installation called Shift, and the other is a film called Warming Waters. And they're both really part of an ongoing project that I have called Storytelling with Saris that started in 2012 as a collaboration with 12 women farmers from my ancestral village, an island in the Bay of Bengal, which is called Borobaishti Island, and the village is called Katakali Village. So in the Shift installation, I have three saris, and these are saris are garments. They're 18-foot long garments that are worn by probably a billion women around the world. And this is a pre-colonial garment. It's woven on a loom, and I've been collaborating with people in Bangladesh, these women in Bangladesh, and also communities in the U.S. and in France, other places in Europe, to make these collaborative saris about climate change and how we need to shift our use of fossil fuel to cool down the planet. So, and during the pandemic, I've been thinking more about shift, because we've been really in this kind of isolating mode. It's also made us realize that when we slow down, we do, in fact, can make a positive difference on the environment. So, and there's a sound piece that goes with shift, and it's actually a collaborative musical piece that I made with French Malagasy musician Nirina Lune, and it is called Slow, Long, Aste Niadana, which is the word for slow in four different languages. And it's a multilingual piece, kind of experimental, talking about the lockdown, the pandemic, and how it's allowed us the space to think about shifting our attitudes and moving toward a new kind of compassion for our neighbors across the globe and for our planet, and for really trying to come out of this very difficult time with some lessons for our planet. So that's and we're also, the installation is three saris made collaboratively with people in Bangladesh, with people in France, and with people in the US. And they're going to be they're blue and white saris, three saris. And then there's also vessels in the front with grains in them. And this is actually talking about also about climate change and its impact on agriculture, because the women I'm working with from my ancestral village are all farmers. There's been a huge impact on agriculture from climate change. And with the salt incursion and the changing weather, it's really affected food production. So I wanted to speak about how we need to, shift our food habits, shift our planetary use of fossil fuels to be able to sustain life on this planet. And then the film Warming Waters is actually a documentation of a project that I did last year in Washington, D.C. on the C&O Canal. And it refers to the waters that are warming around the planet, which are leading to obviously evaporation, more rain, but it's a part of climate change. And the installation was involved 22 saris that were made collaboratively by women in my ancestral village and the people of Washington, D.C. And they're all about climate change. They're about wind energy and bicycling and shifting our lifestyle. And the video interviews has passages from me and my collaborator Robin Bell, who did projections. He actually took the images that I took of people working on the saris, and some of the performances that I did with the saris, and projected them on the saris at night for 3 nights. So it's a short video, about 10 minutes, but it shows it's a beautiful documentation of this very short-term project. But it also documents the workshops that we had in Washington, D.C. and the women in Bangladesh. So I think it'll give you a sense of this global collaboration. And I think global collaboration and local collaboration is very important, because environmental issues especially affect all of us. And it's really important for us to think not just about us, but about our neighbors across the globe.